Can everybody hear me okay? If you can, just hit number 1 for me. Perfect. Good. I'm so excited about tonight. We're going to do things a little differently tonight. I want to really teach you some things that some of you struggle with and some of you don't struggle with, which is ombres, number 1, and also with what to do, how to do it, some easy ways and ways that are not easy. Because I know, I'm not sure about you, but sometimes when someone comes in with a picture of a full ombre, we all panic and we all look at it and we're like, oh, goodness sakes, how are we going to ever do that? Well, sometimes it's just because they don't know actually all the tricks in order to do them. So I am going to show you some different ombres on how to do them easy. Also, I'm going to show you how to do some new snowflakes with something that is just so easy that you're just going to be so excited. So I'm just going to quickly show you first a few things that I've done that we're going to go over. So these little guys here are an actual 3D product. It's called the Stylers, and we're going to really work with them today and show you how easy they are. I don't know if anybody has them. If you do, let me know, and that would be wonderful. If not, I'm going to show you how to use them and why they are my number 1 favorite product that Magic has put out. And that's really hard for me to say because I really do love everything. But sometimes there's that just one thing that just makes life easy. And right now, anything that makes my life easy is my favorite thing. So first of all, I'm going to show you a couple ideas here. This is another one I've done. This one here is a couple different ombres, again, with the same product, with these stylers, of how to do them and how great and amazing they absolutely look. And also just some of these ombres. And every one of you is going to be doing ombres lickety split when you're done, like easy peasy. And different ways of doing backgrounds. Sometimes some of these webinars are all about things that you're like, I'm not an artist, I can't do this. And it's a little bit too much for people. So we're going to step it back and work with a little bit basic, but a little bit more advanced. So kind of get you at both levels. Also, this one here is just another sample of the stylers. And this one here is with the new collection, which is a rich chocolate. I love this color. Absolutely one of my favorite colors. As well is with the stylers on top. Okay, so these are all different things. These are all 3D. It's hard to see in the camera, but they are way different than your textured white. If any of you have that, this is 100% different. And I'm going to show you the difference between them. All of these are also done on the mat, which is as well my number 1 favorite product as well. Okay, number 2. I'm kind of hooked on these right now, but then again, I love the top coat as well. Okay, and then back to this one here. I just wanted to tell you the color here is an exotic fuchsia, and then I've done some different ombres on top. Okay, then also this is into our blues. Okay, and I'm not sure if you can see the different colors here. I'm going to turn it a bit. There we go. So these blues here are all the different blues that go easy peasy. Like I am going to do some slapping on ombres and show you how easy it is. So we are going to work on that. But before I do that, I'm going to explain one thing. Number 1 is your brush. So Magic does have an ombre brush. I'm just going to show you this. I'll move that out of my way. This ombre brush, the bristles are very, very, very thin, okay? With this ombre brush, it makes life easy. These brushes are all handmade. So sometimes they take a while to get in and stuff like that. We have lots of stock, but they're easy and different. You can see sometimes you'll see other brushes and ombre brushes that are very thin at the bristles, almost too thin. And it leaves streaks when you're doing your ombres. Also, how you actually put the brush on the nail makes a huge difference as well. So one thing I'm going to show you is how to do that so it makes life a little easier. But before we go any further with that, one thing to think about is our color combos. Color combos are a really, really important things. When we look at this color wheel, it's a really important thing to understand and learn. And you can get these color wheels when you place an order at Magic Gel. They are very handy for some odd reasons. When you look at them, you have your 3 primary colors. And what happens is they are all opposite to each other. They're polar opposite to each other because they actually don't like each other, but they actually complement each other. So the problem is when you mix the colors together, you get weird colors. So if you take, for example, your blue and your yellow, what color you're going to get is you're going to get green. So these are things that you should think about when you're doing ombres. Because if I do take a blue nail and I put a yellow on it, like a gold, I'm not going to get a true gold. I'm going to actually get a green gold, which is not what I'm looking for. So it's very, very good idea to know that. As well down here, you're going to see some of your combos down here. And that's, if you really look at this combo here, you can see where it goes from yellow to red. That is an ombre. So you're starting out with your red nail and you're slowly changing the color. So when you're doing a nail, look at your color wheel and look at the colors that can kind of go. So when we look at this, we see purple, pink, and blue, they're all together. And when we look at this, we're going to see blue, purple, pink, exactly the same as in here. So it made life a lot easier. So these are really important things to think about. Same thing when we're looking into our blues. Now we're going into this one, let's for say, is your blue and green. Your blues and greens, they all go together. It'll just make life easy. Because if you honestly throw this orange in with this blue, I'm telling you, they don't like each other. So you are going to struggle before you even start. So always keep that in mind. So I'm going to put that aside, but I want you to keep that in mind. And it's a good idea to get one of these just so that you can use for reference, especially when you're just starting. Another good tip is these are all combos for like if you're going to do flowers or you're going to do something like that, you can do that easy enough. Another thing now for someone that is just learning to do ombres. On this nail here, you can see the shimmery color, okay? These shimmery colors, which make life a lot easier when you're starting to do ombres, because no matter how you do it, you can't screw up, okay? So when it is a color that is a really solid, like a creamy color, like when I say that, like a real creamy texture, like I'm just gonna hold this one, for example, is exotic purple, which is one of my favorite colors. When I open that up and I use that, it's a very creamy color. Those, you have to be a lot more specific when you're blending because it's really hard to blend them. I'm going to show you some tricks, but doing these on another creamy color makes it more difficult. So these are things that more an advanced person in ombre might want to work on, is working from this to something that's a little lighter than that and work in those tones. And it makes it harder. But then when you go into things such as Ocean Wonder, which is very sparkly, it has a shimmer to it. Also, I put a bunch of shimmery stuff aside here that are some of my favorite colors. This one here is Emerald Nights, which is 99. I don't know if you can see it there. You can kind of see the glitter in it. This one is so easy for ombre. As well as one here that is my all-time favorite is number 40, Sapphire. Like, look at that. Okay, so these shimmery ones are going to make life a lot easier for you. I'm going to show you, I wrote out a list of all the combinations that are easy ombre, so that way you will know what's easy. But I'm just going to show you a quick one just by slapping it on, okay? This here is neon blue, which is number 11. So it's a very creamy pigmented color. Okay, now I'm just going to do this really fast because I'm in a hurry. My next client's coming. Oh my goodness, I can't get going. I'm going to grab it. I got this. I'm not being very specific. Okay, I'm just tapping it on. Tap, 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 tap. And now I'm going to start pulling it down a bit. And I'm just doing this fast because I want to show you how easy some of these can be if you're using the right colors. And look how I'm pulling that down. And I'm coming across. And as you can see, my line is already started to disappear. I have a beautiful ombre already, and I just slapped that on really quick. So that makes life a lot easier. And that's why, because of my product. So I'm using something shimmery. As you can see, I did that in 2 seconds. Okay, so these are really important tips of sometimes what product you use. I'm just going to do this with the purple. Okay, now this time I'm just going to grab another color here. Let me see, what can I find that is one of my favorites. Let's go to the ocean blue, which is one of my newer color, one of the new ones. And it is a dark one, so I'm not sure how well you can see that. But we'll try. We'll see if it's a success. It might be a fail, but we'll try. Okay, yeah, it's not going to work. It's going to be too dark for you guys to see. But you can see that I'm just patting it on, and I'm going pretty heavy with this. Oh, actually, it's not. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not a fail at all. I just wasn't sure if you could see it on the light. Okay, look how fast I did that. I don't know if you can see it on there. I can see it really well. I'm going to set it down, and you can kind of see the tones. So again, it's because it has a little bit of shimmer to it. I will show you the ocean blue on a different color. So these are things to keep in mind when you're actually ordering product. That when you first start out, by picking some of these real shimmery colors, like this one here is an ocean. I shouldn't have picked dark color. I'm just going to go this way with it. And you can see the green. Okay. And I mean, I just patted those on. I will show you the techniques with the brush in a minute, but I just want to show you how simple it is. And I'm coming up the other way. Where I got that graduate line, no problem. A client would be happy with that. And no problem. You did an ombre really, really fast. And it was not so technical. Okay. So for easy color combos, this one here again, this is one of my absolute favorite colors is 112. If they ever get rid of this color, I will cry. I'm telling you right now, guys, don't ever get rid of that color. Better not be gone. Again, I just have used a little bit. So we're going to go with another color here. And I'm going to go back in with this one here, which is 209, and it's the earthy. Look at that one. Could you imagine? Look how close these colors. See how close these colors are? But when we put them on, you're going to lay your brush flat. So the worst thing you can do is scoop, okay? Don't scoop. What we do is use the tip of our brush. So be clean. Make sure the color is on just the tip of your brush. Very little product. These are bottomless pots. So only use a little bit, okay? And you're going to come across and you're going to tap it down, laying my brush very flat, okay? And basically I'm tap, and I'm dragging it down very slightly as I come along, okay? And you see how that comes along? And this is a mandatory color. You guys got to get this no matter what. Okay, and look how gorgeous that is. I don't know if you can see that, but it blends so well. This would be a simple nail. Put a gold snowflake on it or white snowflake or a gem on it, and you're done. And you got a gorgeous ombre. So these are colors that are very important to get when you're just starting ombres and when you want to learn how to do them. So I just did this here for you. I don't know if we can see it. So these, I'll pull it down. So the purple ones, these are for the purples and the blues. So anything into your purple and tone, and these are for your base colors, okay, girls? So the base of your nail. 128, 129, 30, 42, 211, 118, 109, 212, 41, and 93 are the easiest colors to blend. Okay, very easy on any blue or any purple. Okay, because they have a bit of shimmer to them. So it makes it much easier for you. So when you're just learning how to do that, these are the colors to start with because you just can't screw them up. Okay. Now, if you're going to go into your blues and greens, these are the colors. I'm sorry they're not in order. I think about that after I write it down. So they're there, though. That's all that matters. You got the numbers. 213, 99, 40, 42, and 209. Those, again, are your easiest colors to blend. So when you practice with any of those colors, you're going to be like, oh, that makes it easy. Learn how to ombre with these. Get the sparkle ones down. They're not a heavy sparkle, they're almost like a shimmer. So that makes it easy. And then you can start advancing into solid creamy colors. We'll do a bit of both today. So you do see them and see the tricks in that. So we'll get into that in a second here. Now, the one thing that we're going to work on today is these guys right here. Okay, I just wanted to show you what we're going to work on. Okay, these are a nice winter thing for people that really don't want to go into all of Christmas. Like, we're at that season where, like, especially next week and the week after, people are going to be like, you know what? I really don't want Santa on every nail. So we're going to go with more of a winter look. And again, I've showed you some different ombres here with these. So let's start, and I'll tell you what we're going to do with these, and just so you know how to do them. Okay, so first of all is my favorite new products, which are these stylers. And you know what, guys? I got a secret for you. Today, any of you watching this webinar, 1 hour after the webinar, if you place a $100 order, over a $100 order, you're going to get the white styler for free, which is Snowball. Okay, you only have to use the code webinar, so you won't forget it. Okay, we tried to make things simple. Webinar, simple. Okay, and you're going to get a free styler. So that is awesome. Now, I'm going to show you what the stylers are. This is a styler. I hope it comes in a little clearer there. It's probably because I'm too high. Okay, I'll take the lid off. So this is $198, which is the styler, which is my favorite. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is a white consistency. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, it's like textured white, or it's like universal. No, 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 no. I will show you the difference. Textured white is a total different product than this. And I'm going to show you what that's good for. But this styler is a little bit more of a creamier consistency. It's very silky and it's very smooth. So when you're starting, it's an easy concept. How to use it. I had some girls in yesterday. They're one of my favorite students. I can't say that I have every one of my students are favorite. I absolutely love every one of them. And I love it when they come into the salon and I can show them different techniques or different things and keep them updated on what's new, what's going on. And I really love that. And so, of course, I slap them at my nail desk and I'm like, okay, go for it, girls. Try this, try that. And they love doing that. And these are two I kept them. I didn't throw them in the garbage, Tori or Mandy. I know you're watching. And they did these in 2 seconds, okay? And they couldn't believe how easy they were to use. These are on the MLAC colors, and they wanted to try them, and they are amazing. So I just really wanted to show you how simple they are. And that they are absolutely incredible products. So we're going to work with that again today so that you can see them. They do come in a collection, or there is a collection of the colors. With the colors, I'm just going to quickly show you. There's 204, which is like a creamy color. The creamy colored one is done, it's like a off-white, and that one's done right here. You can see like my off-white tree. Okay, so it's like a very cream color. Then we have the pretty, which is very pink. Love that one. These are amazing also for doing different sweater nails, all kinds of things. This one is a glow, so it is super pink. And again, the webinar is, yep, the code is webinar. Also, this one here is one of my favorites, which is a purple. And that one's amethyst. It's 203. Great. That's the one I did on this one, actually. All of these are done with that. Okay. So I did like this large bow. I'm going to show you a trick with that. And then some different little points of view of that. So great for sweater nails or different colors. So then we have this angel one, which is like a light blue, really popular right now because everybody's doing blues right now for sweater nails. I find blue is a really popular color right now. We have yellow. Wow, it's bright. Probably wouldn't want that on a Christmas nail, but you would, right? Christmas star, any of your Christmas balls. I did it on a Christmas tree yesterday where I did green, and then I used these for all the little lights, and I used it for the garland. So, or the star at the top, because then it was 3D. Okay. Also, then we have the space, which is black. Black is really an elegant color. It'll be great for just doing that black and white, great for New Year's. Okay. And then we have, I think I covered them all. So anyway, if I didn't, I didn't. Okay, so let's start out with this gray here. Okay, so what I'm going to be using is, first of all, is I've got a tip ready. And what I'm doing is I'm going to use number 46, which is steel gray. It's one of a very popular color. It's a 5-star rating. I use this one a lot. I go through it all the time. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a quick nail with the gray, okay? I'm using a number 6 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes because it's not a really wide brush. Sometimes I even use a 5 for tiny nails, okay? One thing when you're applying your colors, most of them are 1 coat coverage, okay? You're using a very thin amount. Keep your brushes fairly flat and fairly light, because the problem I see with a lot of girls is that they do this and they pull it off. The whole purpose of this is putting it on, not taking it off. So go light. I always will apply my color at the top and I keep my brush fairly flat, okay? And I pull it down very lightly. We're going very light, okay? And then we're gonna go down and light. And that'll help you with getting not streaks throughout your nails and all the pivots. It'll be easier. So I'm going to give that a quick flash cure or a little cure and in your regular UV light. And I'm going to do one more coat of that one because I scraped most of it off when I was showing you. Okay. And then what we're going to do for an ombre on this is another one of my favorite colors is this black iridescent black, which is number 38. There's 2 of these iridescent ones, which is this one, which is 38. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a silver in it, okay? So it's an iridescent and a silver, okay? I love this one. I use this for a lot. But there also is a black gold as well. The gold one it's exactly the same. It's iridescent black. It's number 39, and it has the gold. So depending if you want black or you want gold, they're great for New Year's. They're very popular for that because you can just jazz something up and not too jazzy. Okay. So again, we're just going to go on with another coat. Now, girls, do you know how to clean your brush when get this? Sometimes when you get a lot of gel in your brushes and different colors in your brushes, some people aren't sure how to clean them. I have heard of people using alcohol and stuff like that to clean your brushes out, and then my ears bleed because alcohol dries out your brushes. And these brushes, I've had mine for years. A lot of them look pretty ratty because I've been using them for years. Don't do that. All you do is a little bit of gel. Okay, I'm just going to show you an example. This here is just a piece of plastic, and I'm just going to put on some top coat, okay? I just want to show you how to flood out your brush, just to flood out colors. Now, mind you, I usually have different brushes. I have them with little gems on them for glitter, for color, and for clear. But as you can see how that's starting to flood out my brush and all my colors, okay? Then I'll use just a paper towel or a diaper wipe and wipe it, and I get the colors out of my brush. That way I'm not contaminating if I go down to a white color now. See the puddle there? That is flooded it out. So I flood out the color, and this keeps my brush nice and healthy and keeps it nice and moist. Okay, so that's just a good tip to kind of keep it nice and fresh and healthy. Okay, so now we're going to do a bit of ombre. I've done this. This is our gray nail. Okay, and it's number 46. And now we're going to go in with our iridescent black. Now, again, we're going to use, I better clean that. I got blue in there. I'll have a blue on my gray and it's not going to work out. So I took out the ombre brush and I've taken it out. Okay, when I go in, I'm not going to scoop it. It's really important to keep your brush clean. Nothing drives me more crazy when I see my students or I see someone scoop in and it's on all sides of your brush. That's when you have struggling. So when you're doing anything, when you're painting on a nail, make sure you go in on one side. See how that side is good? And then I got my brush, my gel only on that side. This is going to make it a lot cleaner and it's going to be a lot easier for you to control. So always keep your gel on one side of your brush. That'll help you a lot. Okay, so now we're not going to gob it on because we really don't need much. Remember, magic gel is very pigmented, so you don't need very much. Use very, very, very little bit, okay? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to tap. You can always add more if you need to. I'm wiping off. I'm going to take this away just so you can see how much I actually got on my brush. Now, you can imagine how long this pot is going to last me because that's how much I'm using, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ombre down, okay? And what I'm going to do is keep my brush. You're not going to keep your brush up, okay? So my brush, I'm going to go to the side just so you can see. I'm not going to paint it this way because I can't see what I'm doing, okay? So if I did this and went that, I am not going to be able to be successful. Even if I'm at this angle, I'm not going to be successful. By keeping it very flat like this, you're going to be the most successful, okay? Now, when I do an ombre, I start at the top and I pat and I go across. So basically, I do this all the way across, and each time I pull down. I keep it very connected, and then I go back across, and then I come back across again. And that works whether you're using a color that is pigmented or not. So we're going to start out here. I also use my baby finger for a brace, and this way I can keep a nice brace on my finger. If you don't have a brace on your finger, you're going to be like this, and then it ain't going to be good when you're starting into lines. Okay, so look at this. We're going to tap at the back, and we're just going to basically apply our color. Okay, so I've got a nice little chunk here at the top. Okay, so now I'm keeping my brush flat, and I'm gonna this go across and see how I'm tapping and pulling it down. Now, by doing this, what I'm doing is I'm dragging it across and I'm thinning it out through my brush. So my brush is actually pulling it down, okay? And you can see I've already got a beautiful ombre happening. And that only took me a few seconds. Sometimes it's all about the right product. Okay, see how that was so lovely? And it probably would have been a lot more lovely if I cured it first, but I didn't cure the gray. So we're going to wipe that off, but hey, it worked. So let's just wipe that off. Should not have used paper towel. That's probably the wrong thing to do. So I'm using just a wax strip. That's what I use for wiping because I have a thing of lint. So we're going to start over again. Fail. Go back in with my steel gray. Put some color on that and cure it this time so we get an actual good look. Sorry about that, guys. I got talking, and so we're going to come in and put in our color. See how very lightly, again, I go on with my color. This way I can get really nice into my cuticles. Also, girls, when you're doing your nails, nothing drives me more crazy than seeing a 1-inch well between your cuticle and your color. So that's why we have this incredible detail brush, which is a 00, that if you're doing someone's nails, you can actually paint in between there to make sure you have really good coverage. Okay, that's just another tip that is really important. A lot of times I do that when I'm doing somebody's nails, and if I, while that's curing, and I'm doing their nails, and I notice right here that their cuticle, that there's kind of a gap because I didn't go. I will take it and just detail around your edges just so that you get a clean look. Really, clients love that, okay? It's really important to do that just to make sure that you're getting a nice coverage. Okay, we look at start again. Okay, we have a cured nail now, and we're going to start this ombre again. Again, I'm only taking a little bit of gel. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit here. Okay, and right here. Okay. So we're going to start here at the top. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come down with it. Okay. Again, bracing my nail and a light pat back and forth, back and forth. Okay. And pulling it down. Light, 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 pull it down. Now, if you get it so far that you want to go, you can always, 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 always add more. Okay. So if you get going on it, cure it, add more, and see how this is coming down. Lovely. Lovely. I usually go about halfway down the nail. Okay. And there should be no lines. See how I'm just kind of pulling that down, and you can see there's no lines. The beautiful gradient look. Okay, because when you're up like this, you're scraping it off, and that you don't want to do. So we're going to do that, a quick cure on that. And again, that was number 38. Okay, now what we're going to do is these amazing stylers. Now, the thing is with these, the snowball, remember it's code webinar is the code, and get a free one of these after you spend over $100. Nothing better than getting a free one. I love that. And plus, it'll last forever. I mean, I use this all the time and it's never seeming to go down. The bonus with this product is that we can cure it. And I mean, cure it on top of a nail. So this nail here, I am going to actually use my tack-free Hyper Shine, okay? And we're just going to do a quick top coat on it. I want to get into curing that, showing you how it works. So I'm going to do my top coat first, and then I'm going to use my styler on top. Okay. Okay. Now, one thing I want to show you, this is we're going to do some snowflakes. Okay. There is different things that sometimes you just forget how to do a snowflake, like I do sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. So what I've done is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see these very well. I printed off some different snowflakes. I'm going to start with this one here, a little pattern. These are just little patterns on how to do snowflakes from your base to how to start to get across. Okay. Now, when you do this, it makes it a little easier. Now, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I printed these off Pinterest. You know, Pinterest, we have that love-hate relationship where I get lots of things from there, but then your clients come in with these detailed nails that you're like, oh yeah, you got them off Pinterest. So, oops, sorry, tried to knock my light out. So, you know, with that love-hate relationship of Pinterest, I got these. Good idea to keep them. And so that way you have them, and then that way you can print them off and have a look at different ways to have them and keep them on the side. Another thing I like to do is I will do maybe some samples up like this of different ones, and I keep them on my desk off to the side. So that way when I'm stressed out or I'm busy and I just can't think about how to draw a snowflake, I have 5 patterns sitting right there so I can look at them and be done. Okay, so that is another habit that I try to do when I'm doing a snowflake. Okay. I want to show you this now, is some different ways to do different snowflakes. When we do them, I'm going to be using my 00 brush. It's my detailer brush. I use this for everything, for all my art. And another trick to use is how to work your brush. Okay, I'm going to grab this. Okay, I'm just going to grab this color because it's handy, and it's exotic fuchsia. 187, and only using this just because we can see it really well. When I go in and get my brush and get my gel, when I do my brush lines, if I'm very high up, like straight up in the air, so if I'm straight up in the air, and I come across, I'm going to get very, very thin lines. Okay. If I push down, I'm going to get a thicker line, and then I'm going to come up and I'm going to get a thinner line. Okay, so those are a typical brush stroke. But one thing now to do a snowflake is if I do a couple strokes, I'm just going to show you some strokes before we get going on it. If I push down on it and then come up into the middle, I can actually come down back to the end before I cure it and pull out like that. And that gives me that beautiful little tail on a snowflake add in my little dots, and that gives a great look. Okay, so those are easy to get that more fancier look. Okay, now if you want to have more of a curved look like these, you're going to come in and have your brush and come in, push down, and pull up and curve it around. And you can see how you can get that nice little look. Okay, so kind of like doing swirls, but you can get that nice look. So that makes it easier for doing your snowflakes. Also now is your base of your snowflake. This is always going to be your base. So generally when I start my snowflake, I am going to come this way, and then I'm going to come this way. I'm doing this really fast, okay? So make your X sideways. Then you're going to come down, okay? And that is your base for your snowflake, okay? There's your start. And at this point, you can decide how fancy you're going or how not fancy you're going. So if I want to make it fancier, I'm going to add my little balls. I'm going to pull them up to get those little teardrops. Then what I'm going to do is, if I'm unexperienced and I want to make sure I don't smudge, I will cure that just so that I have my base, okay? Then I can work with my little strokes. So if I want to get some fancier going, I will come in and just come in and go into the sides, okay? If I don't want to make this fancy and I just want to go with little V's, I can do that too, okay? So those are just some simple brush strokes. So I'm going to go work on our nail here. Let's have a look at it, okay? So now we have our ombre, which is done with our nail, and we're going to get into our styler. So I just cleaned off my 00, and we are going to go with this snowball one because that is the easiest, well, the one I use the most, okay? So now you can go anywhere on your different one here and go different spots and design. You can go snowflakes up here. I'm not going to do a full snowflake on this one. I'm going to do that on the blue, but I just want to show you a quick one here. We're going to go with the angle of across, okay, and across very lightly with my brush. See how you get your X? And we're going to come down, okay, using my finger for a brace. Really important to brace yourself. If not, I'm going to be all over and we're going to have a zigzag, no snowflake. So now at this end, I want to pull it up to give a real nice little character. I'm going to put a little bit of a ball here and pull it up. Okay. So you can see now I've almost got little angles there. Okay. So while I am doing this, I'm just going to pull some little spots. So it's a dot and pull. See how you get that little look? These are just little steps on how to do snowflakes. Step, push down and pull, okay? Push down and pull. And then you're going to get those things. Now, if you're unexperienced, you can take that and you can do a quick flash cure. The flash cure, all that's going to do is set it that if you have to wipe it, you don't have to, you can wipe it now. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to come in and I really want to just give a nice little swirl effect. So I'm going to actually come in and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to come in and come down like this. See how I get that nice little fancier. These are the fancy, fancy snowflake. So if I want to come in, I'm going to come in like this and push down and light. See how I'm getting that nice little look? And now if I want to, I can come in over here and I can add some little lines. So it is endless to what you do. And if you know what, you're like, oh my God, my lines are too close together, I don't know what to do. This is amazing. Add little dots. It's perfect. So then you got your dots. Okay, so this is like more of a fancier snowflake when it's finished. But now if I cure that, you've got a nice 3D effect. It is tack-free, so it's going to harden like that, and it does not chip off. You can really see in this tree here, because it's a matte nail, and you can really see how clean it is. But these really do go on like butter. So they're so simple to use. Anyone can do it, okay? So now what I want to show you is with the blue. And how to do a mitten. Let's do a mitten now. Okay, so I'm going to grab another nail, and I'm going to put on another nail, and I'm just going to put on this, and we're going to do another gray nail to do this type of effect. Okay, so we're going to go back in with our steel gray. Remember, guys, the webinar code is code webinar, and you're going to get a free snowball styler. How handy is that? That is great. Okay, so again, I'm just going very lightly, keeping my brush very flat. Okay, straight, keep nice flat strokes all the way down. Okay, nice and flat. Okay, nice and flat. Okay, and we're going to go under there and cure that. Okay, so now I want to show you, well, that's curing this blue, beautiful blue. Kind of going off topic, but we're going to ombre this quickly, just so I can master all the ombreing with you guys so that you get all of that. Okay, so what I've done with this one is neon blue. One thing I always suggest is, if you're going to have anything in your collection, to minimize your product that you have, is a neon collection. The neon collection is really important to have due to the fact that you can darken or lighten the neon collection to have any kind of color, okay? So I always use my neons for everything. If I take white and add it to my neon blue, I'm going to get a baby blue. I'm going to get a pastel blue. If I darken it with another blue or a black, I'm going to have a darker blue. Now, when you're using black, and our black is very, very, very pigmented, so you want to make sure you're only using 2%. Anything more than 2%, you're going to ruin your color. So make sure that you are using only a little bit. Okay, so neon blue. And what I'm going to do is go with the newer color, which is, let's pick this one, Ocean Wonder, number 213. Okay. So we're going to start with this one. And again, this is going to be an easy ombre for you. And then we'll do a harder one at the end. Okay. I'm going to take my neon blue, one side of my brush, so I'm nice and clean. Wipe it off, little bit, see, clean on that side. We're going to hold it. And we're going to start by putting it at one all the way across. And we're going to bounce back and forth. And as I tap, it's like tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 very lightly, pulling it down very, very lightly. Tap, tap, tap. And you're not going back like that. That's wrong. Okay, you start and you almost dragging it, like a very slight light drag. But because of the shimmer in it, that helps with the reflex of the color, will help you make your easy ombre. Okay, so you can see how I'm just keeping my brush again. I'm going to go to the side. Okay, so you guys can see that better. And see how I'm coming. And see how my bristles, all my bristles are laying flat and I'm dragging it. I don't know if you can see that, but see how it comes down like that. And drag it. Each time I'm going like 1 millimeter down farther. Okay. I lost track here because I was pulling up on the side and I couldn't see what I was doing. But you can already see as I'm coming down, and I usually come about halfway, how beautiful my ombre is coming. And I go about halfway. Okay. And if I want to go more darker, I can go back. And if I want to say pull down more, I can pull down a bit more. Okay, see how this goes? And tap, 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 very lightly going across. As it also kind of does a little bit of self-leveling for you. So that way we're going to get a nice look all the way across. Okay, so now I'm going to get down on here so we can finish this one off and go back onto it. Okay, so now back to this one here. I just want to show you the sweater nail quickly of how to do different techniques. This one here is, again, the iridescent. And I'm going to use my other favorite brush, which is a number 2 flower brush. I use this for everything. I'm going to do an outline of a mitten, very little. Okay, and I'm going to do just a little paw here. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to come down and I come across. And sorry, I'm just going to grab this here and come in and make this a little bit of a mitten here. And I'm going to just add that little paw. Okay. Just like that. And then I'm going to cure it. Now, what we're going to go back to our little bit of our nail here. I'm going to show you on this one here, the ombre. We're going to add a little bit of, I'm going to use the White Haven, which has a little bit of a hint of blue. Now, this is going to be your creamy effect. It is a lot lighter in color, so it is going to be more of a challenge to do these ombres. So I'm going to use very, very, very little bits. So you can see just like hardly anything on my brush. Okay. Start down here and I'm going to tap along. Same thing, tap, 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 tap all the way across. Okay. Now, let's say that you're not very good at ombres and you still can't get that to go. But we got a nice little ombre there. See how it's very light, but it blends really nicely. I'm going to stick that back under there. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, but I really want to maximize your time. And so you guys aren't here all night. Okay, at this level here, we're going to use our matte top coat. And I love this stuff, by the way, guys. It's tack free. If you don't own it, just buy it. Just trust me on this one and buy it. It is incredible. So we're going to go on a quick coat of it. And gives us a nice matte look instantly. No wiping, no nothing. We're done. Okay, I'm going to stick that under there. We're going to come back out. Now, the trick with this is, okay, if any of you have some of these glitters, one thing I will do is if I'm not very good at an ombre, sometimes I'll use something like Healing Garden. Okay, again, a glitter. A glitter covers it up, girls. So I can do a nice ombre, but I'm just going to take a little bit of glitter and look at, come right over at Healing Energy. Number one, I use this product for everything. This is one of my go-tos as well, 160. But look at that. And this could be good for snow or anything. Again, look how fast I did that. And I just got this cool little ombre nail in 2 seconds flat. Okay, we'll stick that under there. Then what I'm going to do is quickly top coat that. So now back to our mitten nail. What I'm going to do with this little guy here is go back in for my stylers. And what we're going to do is my snowball. And I'm just going to go in, get a little bit more product. And I'm just going to, it's probably too much, outline. Come down, and I'm just going to do a quick outline of the mitten, okay? This is over the matte nail, so I do not have to cure it, okay? There you go, and I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to draw across. I'm going to do like a little handle, I guess, so like an ornament. Just like that, okay? Thought I touched it, I was just going to cry. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to do a quick top coat on this one. And here we go is our mitten nail. Now the difference with the textured white. I'm going to grab that one because I want to show you the difference. See the consistency? I don't know if you can see it. Is quite thicker, okay? It is, I'm going to grab this brush here so we can really show you the difference. The consistency is very goopy. Now, I do like it for this type of look because I can quickly just do this. Holy fur on this one. Okay, so this one gets lots of fur because I was in a hurry. So look at I gob that on quickly like that, fast. And that is when your textured white is the best because you can do this textured white for Santa beards, for mittens, anything like that. That's when I use the textured white. When I use my stylers, I use it for this type of look, very fine detailed work. Okay, so that's why we use the difference. So here's my ombre blue, and I'm just going to get back in there with my styler and show you how to do a really quick snowflake. Christmas tree is so simple. Okay, so we're going to come down, we're going to come across, okay, and we're going to come across. Okay, just like that. Now I'm in a client is on a time schedule, so we're going to go down here, and I'm just going to do one on the corner. Now I want it to be a little bit more fancy, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up here. Okay. Okay. These always points at your snowflakes really do make them a lot more special. And I'm just going to do a flash cure. Okay, and here's this little sweater nail. If you want to make it more fancier, another thing I do is the Sounds of Love. It's like incredibly sparkle. I will take a little bit of it, and I always will just add a little bit in there like that. Okay, now when I put it on a mat like that, I will cure it, but then I'll just take Hyper Shine and just go over the glitter. So that way you get some accent. Okay, really simple, easy nail, absolutely simple, easy, not hard for anyone to do. Okay, so now we're going to get back into here. I've cured a bit so that way I can get in there. If I mess up, I can fix it. Okay, so remember these, you just have to lightly touch. Very, very light. See how they don't smudge? They're not going to smudge on you. So you can come back in and easy do these little snowflakes. A lot different than your universal white or your textured white, because these are 3D, so you don't have to worry about acrylic powders or anything like that. You can get the 3D effect very, very simple. And they don't smudge, so you're not going to have to be like in a marathon. Okay, so you don't have to be fast. If you're in a hurry, great. If you're not, that works out too. Okay, so simple. And then again, now I also want to show you I'm going to do it on this one just so you see. On this nail here is snow. Okay, that is a great concept too. The stylers work really well just adding snow. So any of your character nails, anything like that, add snow. This one here is one of my clients' favorite nails. All I've done is your matte top coat and use my snowball styler to put over top. And this is classic white, like your number 2 universal white, and then matte top coat, and then my stylers. And then you get that beautiful 3D effect, girls. So don't forget, use the webinar code. Anything over $100, you're going to get it free. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to cut it down now because I know that you're probably all getting bored. But one more thing I want to show you with this one here. If you want to get something like that with the stylers, what I did, I'm just going to quickly show you that because that was something I really enjoyed. I'll just grab, here, let's just do this. Right here, all I did is I took, just so you know, a matte top coat, a little bit of the matte. I put it down and I actually mixed in a bit of my styler with it. I'm going to grab the amethyst just because it's purple and it's handy. And all I did, I'm just going to show you here, is mixed it together a little bit. And then what I did is I made it too watery. But no. On a matte nail, and see how I just got that nice sheer look? Like that. And then did the other side. I cured it. Then I went ahead with my styler over top to give that look. Another thing that you can do with the stylers. Okay, so if any of you have any questions or anything, please feel free to message me. I will help you at any time possible, and I will let you know if you have any questions or any combos. If any of you need a list of combos or anything like that, please feel free to let me know, or anything I can help you with. definitely we're there always to help you out. And I will post pictures of all of these and any of the combos, as well as I will make up a list of combos for you. So tips and tricks is, remember, heavy on your brush, light on your brush is going to give you your thickness and thinness. 00 number one brush. Use any of your iridescent colors to make your ombres to start out with. Then go into your creamier colors. Make sure you're holding your brush nice and flat. Okay, girls. So remember, the web code is webinar. I almost forgot it. How could I forget? And anything at all, please message us. And I hope to goodness it's $100 you spend, and you get that for free. So that is wonderful. And anything at all, it's also, the stylers are great for sweater nails and swirls. So I hope that helps. I hope I could reach out to you guys and give you any tips, but definitely message me if you have any questions at all. And I hope you guys have a great night. My email is, I'm also on the Magic Gel website. I'm Laura's Nails Art, or Laura's Snail Art, whatever one you want to call it. And you're free to message me, and I will help you out with anything you have at all. Okay, girls, thank you so much. I am happy to answer any questions, and have a great night, girls, and enjoy your Christmas season. Talk to you soon. Bye.